What's good? Pardon me.
Now I'm heading upstairs
What's up?
to start tearing apart the rest of the house unless you want to tell me something.
Pardon me. So, I am...
madness. She's killing both of us here. How are you getting killed? She's going through every nook and cranny that...
I am, gonna start by showing off my, massive array of PS4 games. Again, because I added a new one, and I feel the need to show them off in the sense that I bought something related to this. That's right, I bought the HD version of Final Fantasy X and X-2. Now, I have Final Fantasy X on the PS2, and I know I said that I would not be playing the PS4 for video game purposes, but I could not resist, being that it was $30, and, well, Final Fantasy X has a lot of my favorite cutscenes in a video game. But I wanted to prove a point about the HD bullshit going on in video games. Now, I only have the one, meaning I only have this, and this is why I'm showing off my PS4 collection. And granted that, you know, Final Fantasy X does meet the criteria to be in the PS4 collection of games, being it's a PlayStation exclusive, this meets the criteria for me to own on another level of being with the HD remake, or remaster, whatever you want to fucking call it, which is, this game was a 2002 release. That was well over 10 years ago. So it has some age, okay? And I am so tired of seeing stuff get HD remade with no age. And Sony, you are guilty of this more than a little bit. For a company who has become anonymous with HD remakes recently, I mean, you did The Last of Us, like, right after you released it. You've released the Final Fantasy X HD remake on the PS3, then turned around and released it on the PS4. You have it on the Vita. It's everywhere. You have God of War 3. You have Dishonored. You have, what else? Nathan Drake now. All the Uncharted. And I realize that these are not all exclusives, but they are remasters or remakes, and they're on Sony's PS4, but they're also, you know, I get that. However, majority of those are PlayStation exclusives at some point. Like, Dishonored's not, okay. But The Last of Us is, God of War is, Final Fantasy X is, and to me, it's like, you don't need to HD remake games that are ports of games that are last gen. Like, I remember when you used to be able to take your PlayStation 2 game, well, not your PS2 game, but when you had a PS2, I remember when you used to have your PlayStation 1 collection, and you would take the disc and you would put it into your PS2, and you would get what we call now an HD look. It would improve the graphic content like this much, from this being this kind of graphic to this kind of graphic now, and you would see what it looks like in HD. It look like at a better resolution, whatever. Okay. However, now, because Sony ripped out the, you know, emulation, whatever, which I do applaud them for, because obviously they've had problems with it, obviously. I mean, come on, they keep making models and models and models of PS3s, and they made models upon models of the PS2, and they've had models upon models of the PS1. Obviously, emulation is an issue. And obviously, something like the DVD player and the Blu-ray player also has problems because they are not using the best ones on the market, regardless of how much they cost. But still, I do applaud them for noting what problems could be and what problems maybe need to be handled. So I applaud them for that. However, like I said, I want to go through my games because I want to show you what, if you're looking at games, not what you should go for, but, just give you kind of a grasp, alright? And as always, we're going to start with the first game I ever had, Batman Arkham Knight. We have Bloodborne. We also have Destiny, the Taken King. And it is the Taken King. I don't have the other box. I realize Taken King is DLC, so Destiny. We have Drive Club. And now we make it to my only HD remaster. Probably gonna be the only HD game I have. Final Fantasy X-10-2. We have Infamous Second Son, which I reversed the case because this right here. And I believe that if they're gonna take our manuals away from us and do this clean inside view where you can see inside the case, they should give us reversible artwork. And Infamous Second Son actually did that perfect for any game that has come out since. We have Killzone, Shadowfall, which by the way is probably the worst Killzone I've ever played. And I will not be supporting whoever the hell makes Killzone, because it's the worst piece of shit I've ever played. It's beyond buggy, and it is beyond any kind of bullshit. It's buggy as hell, jumpy as hell, and lags like a bitch. Up next, we have Knack, of course. After that, we have The Order 1886. And then lastly but not least, we have Until Dawn. Now, showing you that, you only saw one HD remastered, and that, of course, was my Final Fantasy X-10-2. Now, I tried to explain in a way of the HD remaster, and why I said Final Fantasy was okay with the age thing. Now, I could point out plenty of games with the HD remaster that would be good. Mega Man X, that would be okay. Breath of Fire, that would be okay. I mean, games that have some age to them. You wouldn't have to stick to Nintendo games. You could honestly go back. You could grab Silent Hill, the first Silent Hill, and you could release an HD copy of Silent Hill from PlayStation 1. And I wouldn't be mad at that, because it's got age. And they haven't done anything to it recently. They haven't touched it. They've never gone back and touched it up. They've never tried to improve graphic quality. I wouldn't be mad at that. If they were to remaster Silent Hill and do one of these for Silent Hill, I could see the gaming world going nuts, okay? If they were to go through and they were to, grab Skies of Arcadia and today's market and do an HD remake, I could see that, and I could see that passing and people buying that, because, it's old enough to where that would be a good pass. But games like fucking, God of War 3, that is not that damn old. That game is PS3. That's last gen. We don't need games that are last gen ported just so we can see a brighter picture. Okay? We don't need games that are The Last of Us to have a HD remaster, bitch. That game is not but 3 years old from when it just came out to now. You see what I'm saying? We don't need a remaster of that. That's some bullshit. You could have waited and just released it for the next gen console. You could have released all that at one time. That's your fault. What the fuck? You just decided to be greedy. Why in the fuck am I paying you for you wanting more money? That's stupid. I get that it's a good game. They kind of did an HD remaster for this on the PS3, but if they did it the right way, I wouldn't be saying it, but Tales of Symphonia. And when I say they kind of did it, I mean they like mashed up Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World and put it together and released it on the PlayStation 3. But if they were to go back and they were to grab Tales of Symphonia and touch it up like they do with all HD remasters or remakes, then release it that way, that would be an amazing thing to see. Zelda, A Link to the Past, another game that, Nintendo could work their magic with and re-release it to the public on the 3DS. That would be amazing, especially after, A Link Between Worlds. That would be something I know would sell. Some of the GameCube games, I mean, dude, they did it with Zelda, Wind Waker. Sonic could see a whole bunch of HD remakes. Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Dude, you could mash all three of those together, and include Sonic and Knuckles, and just package all those together with the HD touch-ups. Put them on the gaming engines now, and don't give it no weird-ass name. Just call it Sonic the Collection, and give like pre-order, if you want to do pre-orders, like do a pre-order bonus for Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, and have those be HD as well, or just Sonic overall, like Sonic 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, and package all that shit together and make it HD and release that shit would sell. But don't put nothing else with it. Or just make it Sonic Adventures 1 and 2 HD and launch it, because the HD remasters like this, you have Nathan Drake Collection, which is 3 games in one. You have the Final Fantasy 10-10-2, also 2 games in one. A lot of these HD remasters are coming out with more than one game in them. So what I'm trying to say is, if they're going to do these HD remasters and they're going to mass produce them, reach further back in that vault. I know it's probably a lot more work for you, because you have to go back and you have to grab a whole lot more people and get a whole lot more approval, because these people may not be around no more. They might have retired, they might have new jobs, they might have this company may no longer be around. But that's the beauty of everything, is when we see you putting that effort into it, we support it. The people who you were trying to impress are us. You're the gaming company. You're trying to impress me. You're trying to get my money from my pocket. Basically, you're trying to hustle me. If I think you're not trying to impress me with your product, then I'm not giving you money. That's the key element to being a good hustler, is you have to be impressive. I could sell this to you. This is easy for me to sell. It's already decorated, but I have to have a good pitch for it. This is easy to sell because it's this. All I gotta do is pitch it. You like this game? It's the same game, prettier. By the way, there's an additional game with it, so you want it? That's not that hard to fucking do. So, again, the reason that's the only HD remaster I have, 1, it's 2 games. 2, it's improved graphics. And 3, it's got enough age on it to where I feel comfortable enough having it. And there's a secret 4th part to it. It's a secret. A lot of people don't think about this when they buy this shit. Combine those 2 games. Combine those 2 games that are in there. Because that graphics shit has a price. That graphics shit runs you between $5 and $10. Because if you break down the price of each one of those games, that's how much that graphics shit runs you. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You have two games for this one HD remastered, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. Final Fantasy X-2 I've seen go for $5. Complete. $5. That means book, manual, whatever you want to call it, book or manual, and the disc. And it comes with the artwork. CIB complete. Complete in box. So, Final Fantasy II I have seen for $5. And that's at max. I've never seen it for higher than $5. And that's mainly because it's Charlie's Angels and nobody likes it. You get those random people who like it, but Final Fantasy X is what most people go for. They go for this game right here. They don't go for Final Fantasy X-2. Maybe one day X-2 will be the game sought after, but right now it's not. Now, this game right here is a tricky one, because if you get the greatest hits, its value decreases. But I have the black label, as you can see. If you get the black label, there are factors. The factors are, a lot of people got sneaky and they snuck in a greatest hits disc. I have a black label disc. Another factor is this. Removing this, if you got just the CD and just the artwork, decrease in value. This alone right now is probably between $5 and $10. Okay? If you add this back, you've just increased your value an entire $5. So now it's 15 to 20. So the overall of this is anywhere between 15 and 20. Now buying it new means I paid 30. Okay? Which means my price value of this game off graphic value alone is anywhere between $5 and $10, because those two games alone for the original system runs me anywhere between $20 to $25. And that's just for the DVDs. That's just for those games. So I'm comfortable with that. That to me is fine, because graphics really don't mean jack shit to me. I'm comfortable paying a $5 fine on graphics. But Nathan Drake and the HD collection for Nathan Drake is a ripoff. I'm sad to say that, because I'm a huge fan of the Nathan Drake collection. I've played every single Nathan Drake game on the market right now. That means the Vita, 1, 2, and 3. I played all 4 of them. I beat them backwards too. Beat the Vita first, and then played the rest. So I played them completely ass backwards. I didn't know who the fuck Sully was until after I beat the game on the Vita. And I was sitting there going, what the hell is going on? But I still played and beat it. But that aside, you can buy every single Nathan Drake game on the PS3, which that's what's in the collection, for over 80% off. Think about that. Every single Nathan Drake game on the PS3, if you buy them all at once, is still valued at over 80% off if you buy it on the PS4. Think about that. That's not mind-blowing, dude. That's not mind-blowing at all. Because you can walk into a GameStop right now. Uncharted 1 is $2. Uncharted 2 is $2. Uncharted 3 is $3.50. If you walk in there right now. Now, those prices may have gone up because of Nathan Drake's HD collections, or their prices might have gone down. I don't know. Last I checked, that was their prices. And it's the same way with a lot of games. When a new game comes out, the price goes down. I paid $3.25 for a copy of Metal Gear Solid 4 the first time I bought that game. And I think it hasn't gone up since. It might have, but it has never gone up when I bought it. I bought a copy of Conviction for under $5 the last time I bought it, which was 3 years ago. I don't know if it's gone up in price or not, but my point is this. Find a price in which seems reasonable if you buy one of these. Don't don't feed something like an HD remaster on these new systems just because it seems like a good deal. God of War 3 HD was never a good deal from the jump. Dishonored HD is never a good deal from the jump. When they come out and they're like, we want you to give us 40, 50 bucks for this game, it's never a good deal, especially HD. It's never a good deal. Just don't do it. You want to do like I did. This has some age. The games are still valuable. 10 is still worth 20 bucks, and that's complete in box. And I'm going to show you something. I bought this game brand new. These things don't come with a manual. So that means you can buy Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 with manuals on the PS3 because they gave you a manual on the PS3. That was the last gen we are ever going to see a manual on. It means you're going to have more CIB manuals on the fucking PS3 version than on the PS4. That means those are going to go up in price one day. I would much rather spend closer to $10 for 3 games than 64 something for one game, one and not get anything. It's gonna come with 3 games. It's gonna come with the same 3 games, but you're paying you're paying over $50 more for the same 3 games with no book that's not gonna collect any value. Instead of paying $10 for 3 games that's gonna collect value someday because somebody like me is gonna be looking for a CIB edition. You see what I'm saying? Just trust me. It's going to be really hard for the PS4 and the Xbox One to collect any value because there's no manuals. There's, as long as I keep this, my system will hold value. As long as I keep that box I have, my system will gain value. But these piano black systems are never going to hold value. These games, Destiny, is never going to collect value because Destiny is just a bunch of DLCs. Face facts. Destiny is a MMORPG without being an MMORPG. It's not going to ever have any value. And everything else you own on the PS4 and Xbox One, the value is just, it's not there. Unlike with the PS3, the 360, and everything before. That has value. Somebody, somewhere, some way, one day, will be looking for those. And they're looking for them right now, in fact. You can go on eBay and I guarantee you someone out there is looking for a copy of something you have on some system you have and is willing to pay you for it if you don't want it. Because they want it. You see what I'm saying? I still buy Wii games. I still buy Super Nintendo cartridges. I still have Nintendo 64 cartridges. I still have PS2 games. And they're all CIBs. I have Sega Genesis games. I have GameCube games. I have 3DS games. I have PlayStation games and original Xbox games. I have games. And if I was to sell them, believe me, I would not be asking these insanely high prices, but I would be asking pretty good quarter for them. Because they're worth more than these. And the fucked up part is, these are current. These are worth less than these. These are gonna hold no value after the system dies. And I know that. You know that. The fucked up part is you don't want to admit it. I got no problem admitting it. But I got a hard enough time coming to terms and coming to grips with why. Why? Well, I'm just going to put it this way. I have 10 games. I only bought the ones I considered to be fun. Sad Shadowfall wasn't fun. I'm finna delete it so I can install Final Fantasy X too. Because I want my PS4 to have fun games on it, not boring ass games. And, you know, that's just what it is. We're getting away from fun. You could say we're not, we are. Games are getting away from being what they were always intended to be. They were intended to be fun. And we're getting away from that. Rainbow Six The Siege is not going to have a campaign mode. And that doesn't piss anyone off. It pisses me off. It pisses me off severely. Because what the fuck am I paying you $60 for to play online? That's bullshit. I already have one of those games. It's called Destiny. And it sucks. And I don't even play that like that. And I refuse to. I casually play Destiny. I don't want to pay $60 for another casual game. Campaign modes are going away. And it doesn't bother anyone. I see posts all the time on Facebook of people sitting in front of their fucking televisions playing retro games. I see plenty of posts of people complaining about new console games. I don't see anything happening about them because nobody does anything when somebody says something. It's only when you actually do something, something happens. Last time somebody did something was when the DRM shit with Microsoft was actually going on. That ain't going on anymore. It's gonna take something like, say, they don't buy fucking Black Ops 3. It's gonna take, say, they don't buy Rainbow Six The Siege. Or say they don't buy, Fallout 4. That's what it's gonna take. Sad. Anyway, I didn't mean to get that far off of the topic, but I felt like it was necessary. I hope you take something from this video with talking about the HD remasters. I really hope they come out with some more that are like Final Fantasy X and have some age behind them. That way we can actually start getting back into actual gaming, because damn, I miss that. I miss being able to sit in front of my, gaming console and playing it for more than an hour before getting bored with the damn thing. Because I'll be honest with you, Destiny's boring as fuck. Most of my games that I went through with y'all today, I find boring as shit. I can't play them for no more than an hour. I'm gonna get up out of here. Deuces.